atom means it is the carbon which is bonded with 4 different groups. So asymmetric carbon atom is also called as chiral carbon, and a chiral carbon atom has 4 different groups. A chiral carbon atom has 4 different groups attached to it. So if a carbon which is bonded with 4 different groups, then that carbon is called as asymmetric carbon or chiral carbon. See here, we have shown the structure of L-glyceraldehyde and D-glyceraldehyde. See here, there are 3 carbons, and the second carbon is having CHO group, hydrogen group, CH2OH group, OH group. So there is one asymmetric carbon atom in glyceraldehyde. So there is a formula for calculation of isomers, that is called 2 to the power of n. 2 to the power of n. So here n is nothing but number of chiral carbons or asymmetric carbons present in this structure. Now glyceraldehyde is having only one chiral carbon, because the first carbon and third carbon are not asymmetric, because they are not bonded with 4 different groups. Only second carbon in the glyceraldehyde compound is bonded to 4 different groups. So this carbon is called as chiral carbon. 2 to the power of n is the formula which is used to identify the number of isomers. So here there is one asymmetric carbon, n is nothing but number of chiral carbons or asymmetric carbons. So 2 to the power of n, so here n is equal to 1, 2 to the power of 1, that is 2. So glyceraldehyde can exhibit maximum of 2 isomers. So one is L-glyceraldehyde and other one is D-glyceraldehyde. So this is how we can also calculate the number of isomers for a particular compound using the formula 2 to the power of n. So n is nothing but number of asymmetric carbons. So optical activity, in order to exhibit the optical activity, the compounds should have this asymmetric carbon. And optical activity, if the sugar solution turns the plane polarized light towards right hand side. See the optical activity here. If the sugar solution turns the plane polarized light to the right hand side, then it is called as dextrorotatory. And if the sugar solution turns the plane polarized light to the left hand side, it is called as levorotatory. So dextrorotatory and levorotatory. See here, you can see here, there is a light source, so from which the light is coming, and normal light which is having so much of wavelengths. So when this light is passed through a polarizer, then you will get only monochromatic light. So this monochromatic light is called as plane polarized light. When this light is passed through a carbohydrate solution, if the carbohydrate solution turns the plane polarized light towards right hand side, then it is called dextrorotatory. And if the sugar solution turning this plane polarized light towards left hand side, it is called as levorotatory. So this is called optical activity. This is called optical activity. So dextrorotatory means the plane polarized light is rotated towards right hand side. Levorotatory means the plane polarized light is rotated towards left hand side. So you should remember. So capital D and small d both are not same. Capital D is for isomers which are having H and OH position different at the penultimate carbon. Whereas small d and small l, it is dextrorotatory and levorotatory. So you should not get confusion with capital D and small d. Remember, D-fructose is levorotatory. See, D-fructose is levorotatory. Actually, D, small d means it is dextrorotatory. Capital D is OH group is present on the penultimate carbon on right hand side. So D-fructose is levorotatory and D-glucose is dextrorotatory. So dextrorotatory means the plane polarized light rotating towards right hand side, whereas levorotation means the plane polarized light is rotating towards left hand side. So D-fructose is levorotatory, whereas D-glucose is dextrorotatory. So you should understand capital D and small d, capital L and small l both are different. You should understand the meaning. So isomerism in monosaccharides, if you see, stereoisomers, anomers, epimers, and functional group isomers. These are the different isomerisms exhibited by the monosaccharide carbohydrate units. I told you, in order to exhibit the carbohydrates isomerism, they should possess at least one asymmetric carbon in their structure. Now see here, stereoisomers, these are the compounds that have same structural formula but different spatial configuration. As I said, to calculate the number of possible isomers, we can use the formula 2 to the power of n, where n is a asymmetric carbons, number of asymmetric carbons. So D and L isomers, they are called mirror images. They are also called as enantiomers. So mirror images of any isomer, it is called as enantiomers. And D and L isomers, if they are not mirror images, they are called diastereomers. So stereoisomerism can be enantiomers or diastereomers. Enantiomers means both D and L isomers are mirror images. If they are not mirror images, they are called as diastereomers. So stereoisomers need not be mirror images. They can be diastereomers also. See here, D and L glucose or D glyceraldehyde and L glyceraldehyde, they look like mirror images. L glucose and D glucose also, they are diastereomers, but they are not mirror images. So D and L isomerisms of glycerose or glyceraldehyde are mirror images, whereas D and L glucose, they are not mirror images. So these are called enantiomers, these are called diastereomers. So mirror images of D and L isomers are called as enantiomers, whereas if they are not mirror images, it is called as diastereomers. Then another type of isomerism is anomerism. Carbohydrates that differ in spatial configuration around carbonyl carbon atom or anomeric carbon atom. So carbohydrates that differ with respect to the configuration of only one carbon atom, that is carbonyl carbon or anomeric carbon. Carbonyl carbon means it is the first carbon in case of aldoses and second carbon in case of ketose sugars. So the first carbon in aldose sugars is called carbonyl carbon, and the second carbon in case of ketose sugars is called as carbonyl carbon. So they differ with respect to the carbonyl carbon atom, which is also called as anomeric carbon atom, which is also called as anomeric carbon atom. See here, examples for anomerism. We have alpha D glucose and beta D glucose. See, alpha D glucose and beta D glucose, they differ with respect to the first carbon of glucose. So alpha D glucose and beta D glucose, they differ with respect to the position of H and OH around the first carbon, that is nothing but anomeric carbon. So alpha D glucose and beta D glucose called as anomers. Another type of isomerism, that is epimerism. So epimerism, the sugars differs only in configuration with regard to a single carbon atom other than the reference carbon atom. Reference carbon atom means carbonyl carbon atom. So you know carbonyl carbon, in case of aldoses it is first carbon, in case of ketoses it is second carbon. So the reference carbon in aldoses is first, the reference carbon in ketoses is second carbon. So there is a difference in the configuration of these compounds on any single carbon atom which is other than reference carbon atom. For example, glucose and galactose are called C4 epimers, glucose and mannose, they are called C2 epimers. C2 epimers. See here, glucose, you know it is having 6 carbons. Similarly, galactose is also 6 carbons. Now glucose and galactose, if you see, they are different with respect to the C4 carbon atom. So here H and OH is differ from glucose to galactose, rest everything is same. So glucose and galactose are called as C4 epimers, whereas glucose and mannose are called as C2 epimers, because they differ with respect to the second carbon. They differ with respect to the second carbon. So that is why glucose and galactose are C4 epimers, glucose and mannose are C2 epimers. Now, functional group isomerism is another type of isomerism, can be seen in monosaccharides, that is aldo and ketose isomerism. So glucose and fructose both have same molecular formula but differ in the structural formula. You know that glucose is also having C6H12O6 formula, fructose is also having C6H12O6 same formula. So it is also having 6 carbons, it is also, glucose is also having 6 and fructose is also having 6 carbons. But they differ with each other with respect to the functional group that they are having. So glucose, the functional group is aldehyde, whereas the fructose is having keto functional group. See, fructose is having keto functional group on second carbon,